Welcome to Commodity Wrap Kickoff, produced by Rural Radio, Channel 147. This morning's show is live, and we're taking your calls. If you have a question, call us now at 855-RR on 147. That's 855-776-6147 to reach our studio. Now, here's your host.
Welcome into Commodity Wrap. Call in. That's 855-776-6147. Give us a call. Thanks for joining us here this morning. January the 10th all day today. Lots to talk about. We're going to jump right in and start with our guest analyst, Craig Bolanos. Craig, thanks for joining the show.
Hey, it's great to be with you, Scott. Did you just see this print? Oh, my heavens. 2025 is a repeat of 2024. You always bet the over. That doesn't just apply to college football. It applies to non-farm payrolls. So I guess you know what that means?
No cuts.
Probably not going to be an interest rate cut in January. There's not going to be one in March. Maybe the first chance for a cut gets pushed all the way out to July or September of this year. Wow. Amazing data on a Friday morning.
I'm going to guess that stocks don't like it.
I'm going to tell you that stocks are not going to like this at all. I think you're going to see a sell-off, probably carve at least 1% off the broad indices, but all is not lost because, again, who should be upset if you're an American citizen and we're actually seeing job growth? We're actually seeing better data in jobless claims on the initial side. That means companies are actually holding on to their workers. I think this is good for the economy. Just sometimes what's good for the economy isn't necessarily good for stocks in the short term, but longer term, the economy and the stock market are always inexplicably linked.
Right, just to catch everybody up, we were looking for a jobs print of 165,000. We got 256,000. That's a big jump. That's a big beat. The unemployment rate actually also went down 4.1%. That makes sense, I suppose. And what else do we want to see? Anything that's average hourly earnings is something I like to take a look at, and I haven't seen them yet here. What do you have them up there? Oh, here we go.
No, I don't.
Average hourly earnings month over month came in as expected, 0.3%.
I'll take those data. I'll take that data all day long. I mean, a 4.1% unemployment rate. My heavens, Scott. I mean, does anything speak soft landing? No, nothing speaks soft landing data like that. The porridge is not too hot. The porridge is not too cold. It's just right for the economy. But in this case, the economic growth, it's going to be too hot for the Fed to cut rates anymore. So if I'm a home buyer, if I'm in the mortgage broker business, or I'm doing equipment leasing, this is not good news.
No, and I just bought a house too, so I knew that was going to happen. Here we are. The market wants a cut. It's not going to get it. Arguably, you could have said we didn't deserve one the last time around because that's not going to probably be in these numbers. So does this make this inflation problem still kind of hanging around?
Well, it makes the inflation problem very, very real. But, Scott, if there's one thing that I think I can't say that it's certain, I really do believe two things are going to occur. Part number one, I think we're not going to have ginormous tariffs. Now, ginormous is probably not even a word. I think there's a lot of blistering talk. I think there's a lot of bravado. I don't think we're going to have a ton of tariffs. Number two, if we do have those tariffs in light of what I'm seeing, I think a strong U.S. dollar is going to offset some of that tariff penalty that would otherwise go on consumers. And as a result, I don't think the inflation is going to run away from here. I think the inflation is just going to kind of hang out here, meaning we're going to be in this 2.4, 2.5%. Sure, it doesn't get us to 2, but if there's one thing I've learned, this Federal Reserve loves to protect the wealth effect. So I think once we get out to July or September and we've seen what policies are going to come out of this new Congress, this new administration, I think you're going to get your one or two vanity cuts at that point in time.
Yeah, I'm starting to smell like no cuts this year, but I mean that might be a little bit too knee-jerkish. But there's another market that's moving. I don't know if you've seen this, but crude oil. Have you taken a look at what crude oil is doing? It's up over $2 here this morning. On sanctions on Russia and Iran, or at least the possibility, and cold weather, obviously, here in the States. Any thoughts on what that might do to inflation?
Well, here's my thinking. I mean, we're no longer at $70 to $71 a barrel on, good old West Texas Intermediate. We're trading 76, 77, somewhere up there. But I don't worry about the oil pressure until we get to those magic numbers at 85, 86, where I actually start seeing degradation as it translates into the pump through refineries in terms of consumer behavior, myself included. I don't think anyone's going to be scolding at the gas pump right now the cost anytime soon, so I don't see it deferring travel. I don't see it deferring business, and I don't see it being a large issue just yet. But hey, never say never. There's always the danger of what I call a terror premium. There's always the danger of a conflict premium that can instantly drive prices back up into that 85, 86 range, where I do start to get nervous like a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Awesome stuff as usual. Appreciate you coming on to us. You got a great segment on the Fridays. You always get the good numbers. Appreciate you starting the weekend off with us right here. Craig Bolanos, thanks for being on the show. I'm going to go away. We're going to take a quick break. Remember, we can call in or text us, right? That number is 855-776-6147. 855-776-6147. Give us a call. We'll talk about whatever you want to on the next segment. We'll be right back.
I'm Tyne Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, and more than a host, I'm a journalist, a wife, and a mom of two, raising a family in the heart of rural America. I understand the issues facing agriculture today because I live it every day. I see firsthand how farming and ranching isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Covering America's most important industry is what we do, and it's why U.S. Farm Report has been on the air for nearly 50 years. I invite you to join us every weekend for U.S. Farm Report, a timely, trusted tradition.